to Cognitia Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cognitia Podcast. Every week, we get together to talk about the latest happenings, bust some myths, discuss new concepts, and a lot more from the world of emerging digital technologies. From cloud computing to DevOps, containers to ChatGPT, and project management to IT service management, we cover a little bit of everything week after week to inspire our listeners to learn something new, sharpen their skills, and move ahead in their careers. This week, we are diving deep into the world of Agile and Scrum, specifically, how to foster a culture of continuous improvement in your Scrum team. We all know that the essence of Agile is adaptation and improvement, but how do we really make that happen in our day-to-day work? That's exactly what we'll explore today. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. First, let's start with the question, what exactly is continuous improvement in the context of Scrum? Continuous improvement, or Kaizen, as it's known in Lean methodology, is the ongoing effort to improve products, services, and processes over time. In Scrum, this philosophy is baked right into the framework through ceremonies like sprint retrospectives. But true continuous improvement goes beyond just having a meeting every 2 weeks to talk about what went well and what didn't. It's about creating a mindset and culture where every team member is constantly looking for ways to get better, work smarter, and deliver more value to customers. Now that we understand what continuous improvement means in Scrum, let's move on to exploring how you can foster this culture in your team. We'll break this down into actionable strategies that you can implement starting from your very next sprint. Strategy number 1: make your retrospectives truly effective. Let's face it, for many teams, the sprint retrospective has become a box-ticking exercise. What went well? What didn't go well? What can we improve? Great, see you next sprint. Sound familiar? To foster genuine, continuous improvement, you need to transform your retrospectives into powerful engines of change. Start by setting the right tone. The retrospective should be a safe space where team members can speak honestly without fear of blame or judgment. As a Scrum Master or team lead, emphasize that the purpose isn't to point fingers but to learn and improve as a team. Mix up your retrospective formats to keep them engaging. Try techniques like the sailboat retrospective, where the team visualize their journey as a sailboat navigating through waters with winds, things helping them, anchors, things holding them back, and rocks, risks ahead. Or the start-stop-continue retrospective, where the team decides what new practices to start, what ineffective practices to stop, and what working practices to continue. But here's the crucial part that many teams miss: follow through on action items. Each retrospective should end with clear, actionable improvements that will be implemented in the next sprint. Assign owners to each action item and review their progress in the next retrospective. Without this follow-through, your retrospectives become nothing more than venting sessions that don't lead to actual improvement. Strategy number 2: embrace data-driven improvement. You can't improve what you don't measure. To foster continuous improvement, your team needs to collect and analyze data about their performance. But don't worry, we are not talking about micromanagement metrics that create pressure. We are talking about helpful data that gives the team insights. Start tracking key metrics like velocity, cycle time, how long it takes for a user story to go from in progress to done, escaped defects, bugs found in production, and team happiness. These metrics provide objective feedback on how the team is performing and where improvements might be needed. For instance, if you notice that your cycle time has been increasing over the past few sprints, you might dig deeper to find the root cause. Are user stories too large and need to be broken down further? Is there a bottleneck in your testing process? Is the team taking on too much work? Data gives you the starting point for these important conversations. Remember, though, metrics should be used for learning, not for evaluating individual team members. Make it clear that the purpose is to improve the system, not to rank or judge people. The moment team members feel that metrics are being used against them, they'll game the system rather than use it for genuine improvement. Strategy number 3. Create a learning environment. Continuous improvement thrives in an environment where learning is valued and encouraged. As a leader, you need to cultivate this learning environment actively. Start by allocating time for learning. Many teams are so focused on delivering user stories that they never take the time to explore new technologies, techniques, or tools that could make them more effective. Consider dedicating a percentage of each sprint, say 10 to 20%, for learning activities. This could include technical spikes, where the team explores a new technology, or learning sessions, where team members share knowledge. Promote a growth mindset within the team. Celebrate failures as learning opportunities rather than mistakes to be avoided. When something goes wrong, ask, what can we learn from this, rather than, who's to blame? This subtle shift in language creates an environment where team members feel comfortable taking risks and trying new approaches. Invest in your team's development. Support them in attending conferences, taking courses, or obtaining certifications. Bring in external trainers or consultants to introduce new ideas and practices. The more your team members learn, the more ideas they'll have for improving their work. Strategy number 4. Empower your team. Continuous improvement can't be mandated from above, it needs to come from the team itself. As a leader, your job is to empower the team to take ownership of their improvement journey. Give the team autonomy to experiment with new ways of working. If they want to try pair programming, a different branching strategy, or a new approach to sprint planning, let them try it, as long as it doesn't violate core Scrum principles. Trust them to evaluate whether the experiment worked and to iterate based on the results. Create channels for team members to suggest improvements outside of retrospectives. This could be a dedicated Slack channel, a physical suggestion box, or a regular improvement idea session. Make it easy for people to share their ideas and acknowledge all suggestions, even if you can't implement them all. Rotate leadership roles within the team. Let different team members facilitate retrospectives, lead daily stand-ups, or manage the backlog. This not only develops leadership skills but also brings fresh perspectives to how these activities are conducted. Strategy number 5. Break down silos. Silos are the enemy of continuous improvement. When information and expertise are trapped within individuals or subgroups, the whole team can't leverage them for improvement. Encourage cross-functional collaboration by forming diverse pairs or small groups for tasks. A developer working with a tester will learn about testing considerations while the tester gains insight into development challenges. Implement practices like mob programming or design thinking workshops where the entire team works together on a single task. These practices not only break down silos but also generate innovative solutions through the collision of different perspectives. Create opportunities for different teams to learn from each other. Host inter-team retrospectives, communities of practice, or knowledge-sharing sessions. Some of the best improvement ideas come from seeing how other teams approach similar challenges. Strategy number 6. Make improvement visible. Improvement efforts often fail because they're invisible. When the team can't see the progress they're making, motivation wanes, and the improvement initiative fades away. Create visual representations of your improvement journey. This could be a simple chart showing how key metrics have changed over time, A celebration wall highlighting successful improvements or a roadmap of planned improvement initiatives. Celebrate small wins along the way. Did the team reduce their bug count by 10%? Celebrate. Did they successfully implement a new testing approach? Celebrate. These celebrations reinforce the value of improvement and keep the team motivated. Strategy number 7. Build psychological safety. Perhaps the most crucial element for continuous improvement is psychological safety, the belief that one won't be punished or humiliated for speaking up with ideas, questions, concerns, or mistakes. As a leader, model vulnerability by admitting your own mistakes and talking about what you learned from them. This shows the team that it's safe to be imperfect and that learning from failures is valued. Respond constructively to ideas, even if they're not feasible. Instead of saying, "That won't work," try, "That's an interesting idea. Let's explore the challenges we might face if we tried it." This approach encourages continued idea sharing rather than shutting it down. Address behaviors that undermine psychological safety, such as blame, dismissiveness, or personal criticism. Make it clear that these behaviors aren't acceptable in the team, and provide coaching to team members who struggle with constructive communication. Strategy number 8. Connect improvement to purpose. Improvement for improvement's sake rarely sustains momentum. To create lasting change, connect improvement efforts to the team's purpose and the organization's mission. Help the team understand how their improvements contribute to better outcomes for users. For example, reducing bug counts isn't just about having cleaner code, it's about providing a more reliable experience for users who depend on your software. Link improvement initiatives to the team's intrinsic motivations. Research shows that people are motivated by autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Frame improvements as opportunities to gain more autonomy in how work is done, to master new skills and techniques, or to better fulfill the purpose of the product. Regularly revisit the why behind your improvement efforts. In the day-to-day rush of delivery, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. Schedule periodic sessions to reconnect with the purpose behind your work and how continuous improvement serves that purpose. Strategy number 9. Build improvement into your rituals. For continuous improvement to become part of the team's DNA, it needs to be embedded in their daily and weekly rituals, not just addressed in retrospectives. Start each day with a quick improvement check-in during the daily stand-up. In addition to the standard questions, what did I do yesterday? What will I do today? What obstacles do I face? Add a fourth question. Is there anything we could improve in how we are approaching our current work? End each sprint with a demo that includes not just what was built but also what was improved. This could be a new automated test, a refactored component, or a streamlined deployment process. By giving improvement efforts the same visibility as new features, you signal their importance. Strategy number 10. Sustain the improvement momentum. Perhaps the biggest challenge in continuous improvement is sustaining momentum over time. Initial enthusiasm gives way to the pressures of delivery, and improvement initiatives can fizzle out. Here's how to keep the momentum going. Vary the focus of your improvement efforts to prevent fatigue. If you've been focusing on technical improvements for several sprints, switch to process improvements or collaboration improvements. This keeps things fresh and engages different team members who may have varied interests. Link improvement to career development. Help team members see how their participation in improvement initiatives contributes to their professional growth and opens up new career opportunities. This provides a personal incentive for ongoing engagement. Bring in external stimuli regularly. Attend conferences, invite speakers, read books as a team, or take courses together. these external inputs provide new ideas and perspectives that can reinvigorate your improvement efforts when they start to plateau. That brings us to the end of our strategies for fostering a culture of continuous improvement in your Scrum team. Remember, building this culture is itself a continuous improvement journey. You won't get it perfect from day one, and that's okay. Start small, learn from your experiences, and gradually build momentum. The most successful Scrum teams aren't the ones that start perfect, they're the ones that get a little better every day, every sprint, every quarter. By implementing the strategies we've discussed today, you'll set your team on the path to becoming one of those continuously improving, high-performing teams. With that, we come to the end of this week's episode of the Cognisha podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening to us today as much as we enjoyed creating and recording this episode. Signing off for now, until next week then. Happy learning!